Welcome to the American Business Podcast. I'm Kevin Deveci, your host. I am welcoming you to episode 77. And we are in season 3 in the American Business Podcast. American Business Podcast is the voice of American business. We welcome any type of business in US and we share educational, informative content. Speaking of that, we have a great guest today. We have a special guest and we'll talk about legal practices. We have a guest from legal field and our goal is to, as always, learn something new as to professional insights and professional wisdom. Let's welcome our guest to our virtual stage and let's get the conversation started. Hello, Anthony. Welcome to the podcast.
Good afternoon. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Well, I'm well. Thank you very much. Happy Friday. Fridays are fun days, so happy to have you.
Happy Friday to you as well, and all the listeners.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Truly appreciate it. Well, so we are actually very interested in learning about you, as well as your professional background. If that's okay, we can get started.
Okay, great. So a little bit about me. My name is Anthony Makarov. I'm a trial attorney in New York City for the law firm of Gersowitz, Lebo, and Korek. We specialize in plaintiff side, personal injury, and medical malpractice. So what that means, people that are injured in catastrophic accidents or patients that are injured in hospitals or because of some kind of medical malpractice, they call us and we do our best to help them.
Appreciate it for this introduction. Well, can you tell us about your career path a little bit? How did you get started? How your career journey has shaped over the years?
Sure. So my career path has been very direct. I always knew that I wanted to be a lawyer. So I finished high school, I went to college, I studied philosophy and English literature at the University of Pittsburgh, and I went straight into law school. So I went to Fordham Law School here in New York City, and I think it was my second year of law school where I had an internship opportunity with my current firm, Gersowitz, Lebo, and Korek. They advertised the internship as gaining trial experience. I know I wanted to be a trial attorney, right? Someone in the courtroom. So I took that internship, I was hired, and I stayed ever since. So from 2016 until today, I've been here. Very direct
2016.
career path.
Yes, that's amazing. Well, how is your day-to-day work? What are the exciting and challenging parts of your work on daily basis?
So the day-to-day work is not as exciting as the trials, right? I wish I could say that I'm in trial, I'm in a courtroom every day, but I'm not. The day-to-day work is pouring through hundreds of thousands of pages of medical records. I primarily specialize in medical malpractice, all types of cases, complicated cases, not so complicated cases, but most of the cases deal with patients, people that are seriously injured. Often they're even fatal sometimes. So the cases are really important, and knowing the details and pouring through the medical records and giving your all to the families and the injured patients is really important. So the day-to-day is really pouring through medical records.
Yeah, sounds like a lot of research, a lot of reading and studying.
A lot of reading, a lot of studying, a lot of speaking with medical experts, learning about the medicine, learning about the case, trying to put the pieces together, building timelines, things like that. The most fun, though, is when you're in trial, right? And you get to present the case to a jury and hopefully get a verdict in your favor and a good result for the family or the patient.
Absolutely. Well, one of the popular subjects in the American Business Podcast is AI and the impact of AI on business and business practices. So you are in the legal field. From your point of view, how do you see the impact of AI on legal practices as well as in the legal field overall?
So that's a perfect segue. I can speak from experience that AI has been incredible in saving us time. So again, I mentioned the hundreds of thousands of pages of medical records. Before AI, we look through every single page, every single word, and we type everything down and build the timeline, build the crucial facts, and put it into a narrative that is easily digestible. So you can imagine it's a painstaking process, distilling hundreds of thousands of pages into some coherent narrative. Here we have AI that can literally do that entire process itself. And once we get that narrative from AI, we know where to go in the medical records to get more information or to double check something. But it saves us an incredible amount of time. And I can imagine that in any industry that's document intensive, every aspect of the legal industry is document intensive, AI is going to be incredible.
Do you have any suggestion for companies as to adopting AI into their businesses?
Absolutely. Well, one, I would recommend that you adopt AI into your business, regardless of the business, as soon as you can. Time is of the essence. Time is our most important commodity. AI is what gives us our time back. Again, for just me as an example, instead of me reading every single page, now if I don't have to read every single page, I can upload the documents into AI and I get my narrative. And if I need to go look into something specific, I will. So it saves an incredible amount of time in any industry, again, that's document intensive. I don't see how you could live without AI. So just if you put yourself in the situation where you're not allowed to use AI and your opponent or a competing business is allowed to use AI, you can see how you'll be left behind.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. In terms of competitive advantage, utilizing AI will definitely be in favor of business. Well, another subject we cover is the quality of AI, especially generative AI. When we, ask questions, try to get responses, make some analysis. How do you see the quality of data in AI technology nowadays?
It's improving rapidly. In the beginning, there was a lot of holes, there was a lot of inaccuracies. Now, though, it seems that those inaccuracies are being smoothed over, and the more you use it, the more it learns from you, and the better product and the more tailored product it can produce for you. So I don't see quality as being a concern. Of course, you have to double check what the AI is producing.
Great
Sometimes,
point.
sometimes it's easy to do that. Sometimes it's a glaring mistake. Sometimes it's more subtle. So you have to go through what AI is producing and double check everything. But compared to the amount of time that it's saving you, that's nothing.
What is your take about regulating AI and AI practices in general? Should AI be regulated? And do you have any opinion about how to regulate in general?
So that's going to be a very industry specific task. I know in the legal field, some lawyers and your listeners might have heard about these situations because they're rather comical. But some lawyers will use AI to produce their written documents, briefs, arguments, motions for the court. And if you don't double check it, you can find that AI has just completely made everything up, citing to case law that doesn't exist. I'm sure you've heard of those situations, and right, that shouldn't be allowed, obviously, because there's room for AI just to invent law that doesn't really exist. But in other industries, I could see more even nefarious uses for the AI. I don't really have any ideas for how it could be regulated. I know in the medical industry, AI has to be regulated because you can't have patients identifying information uploaded into the internet, and there's questions about whether the information is secure. So I think in my industry, AI should be regulated in a way where no identifying information from the patients is uploaded into the internet and is, I guess, available for people that it's not supposed to be available to.
So this is our 77th episode.
Wow,
And
congrats.
I appreciate it. Thank you. And in one of our early episodes, we had a guest who happens to be a lawyer as well. And we discussed about similar subjects. And I had one question that I asked, and we got a ton of views and then clicks on YouTube. So the question is, will AI replace lawyers and the judicial system in the future?
Never, never. AI is never going to be as creative as a good lawyer. AI is never going to be able to figure out the things that I can figure out, my colleagues can figure out, and my bosses can figure out on the fly, especially. We do AI. It takes a long time for AI to produce and for AI to think, actually. Lawyers think a lot faster on their feet. And making a presentation in a courtroom, AI is never going to be able to do that. So I don't think AI is ever going to produce or replace lawyers or produce work product that is going to be ultimately better than what a good lawyer can produce. However, certain tasks that lawyers do exclusively now, those tasks are going to be farmed out to AI. So if you're a lawyer that's doing one repetitive task and that's what you're getting paid to do, there might be some opportunity for AI to completely replace that type of lawyer.
Okay, these are great insights. Much appreciated. Well, let's talk about your career journey a little bit more detail, if that's okay. Have
Okay.
you had any mentors, any role models in your career journey that you can share with us?
Yeah, absolutely. So my boss, Jeff Korek, the one of the partners at the firm and the trial partner. So he tries most of the cases, most of the high stakes cases in the firm. I remember when I was an intern, I was invited to attend one of his trials, and just watching him cross-examine the doctor, the defendant doctor, within 5 minutes, light bulbs just went off in my head and everything just clicked. I'm like, oh, that's how it's supposed to be done. And at that moment, I think I could say, as corny as it sounds, a lawyer was born. Just in 5 minutes, in watching a master like him, I can say 90% of my success has been attributable to that. So I'd like to say that he's my mentor, and without him, I wouldn't be as successful as I am.
Yeah, this is really nice. And for all of us, all professionals, we all have mentors. And this moment, the light bulb moment that you just mentioned, I'm sure we all have it in some form, in some time in our career journey. I had it definitely myself as well. That I can definitely make a list of it. That just you just watch, just like you mentioned. You really nicely put it. It's really great. So you just watch and listen, and then it's like that is it. That is the one, right? That is the way. So that moment is critical, and you never forget about it.
Never.
No matter how much time pass, how many months, how many years, it won't matter. You'll always remember it because that's a really special moment, and we always remember it. And it's also refreshing from time to time. When you think about it, you go back, you look back, and then you think about it, and it gives you fresh ideas where you are coming from and how you got actually started, how you got motivated and inspired. These are really special moments. Um, well, if you have one key career lesson that you learned the hard way, what would it be that you can share with us?
That I learned the hard way. Wow. I think, and I don't want to put any negative stories in here, so I'm going to turn your question
Oh,
into a positive, if I
okay.
may. I think the career lesson I learned the hard way is, and I know this is American Business Podcast, your opportunity cost in not marketing and advertising and figuring out a way to market and advertise yourself is incalculable. It's an astronomical opportunity cost. So I remember when I started marketing myself, and building kind of my own presence, in in the in the marketing world and advertising world, mainly through Google. I saw the amount of connections I had with potential clients and business opportunity skyrocket. So I wish that and it was a career changer for me. So I wish I started that as soon as I began my career, because I can't even imagine how much further ahead I would be if I had. So
Well,
I think for any industry, lawyer, any other type of professional, figure out a way to market yourself, figure out a way to advertise, use Google, and you'll see your career take off.
in your experience, which one is the best marketing channel or marketing practice that brings the highest ROI so far, based on your observation and experience?
I would have to say Google. Google searches. I know that's changing a little bit now. When I started Google, there was no real AI. Now there's ChatGPT, and people are
Mhm.
searching through there. And there's talks that some of the search shares being taken away from Google by AI. Putting that aside, I think Google, by far, Google searches the most profitable, the biggest ROI in terms of advertisements.
What are your biggest passions and interests outside of work?
Outside of work, uh, I think health is a huge passion of mine. Being a medical malpractice attorney, it is adjacent to the medical industry, the health industry. Try to keep myself as healthy as I can, eat healthy. I try to work out as much as I can, and I play a lot of flag football. So try to run around. As you get older, try and run around as much as you can because eventually you won't be able to. I think it keeps me young, it keeps me sharp, and it keeps me thinking fast, I think.
Well, in professional life, it's same for all of us. Sometimes we have challenging times. Sometimes we have difficult times, and we need to move forward as a professional, performing our task. In times of challenges and difficulties, how do you stay motivated and inspired?
So I think about my family. I think about my family relying on me, right? My wife, my kid. I think about my younger self, how much work my younger self dedicated and spent to get to this position. All the times where I could have been doing something fun, all the times where I didn't want to go to the library, but I did. Uh, that was time spent. That's time that I'll never get back, and that was time that I spent to put myself into this position. So doing anything besides continuing down that path means that everything I did in the past was a waste.
Well, we have a lot of young listeners, as well as listeners and professionals in their mid-career, as well as seniors. For those who are entering the job market, what will be your career advice for them who are just starting or about to start and get into the job market? What would you share with them as a career advice based on your experience?
I just remember myself when I was entering the job market, I was hyper focused on, okay, getting the job. I want to get the job. What am I going to do to get the job? What am I going to do to get hired? That shouldn't take too much time to figure out, right? What you should be doing is when you figure out how to get the job and when you do get the job, you should have a plan in place to elevate yourself. I think a lot of people forget to create a plan for when they get the job, what they're going to do to succeed, right? Not only in carrying out their tasks, but to elevate them in their firm, in their business, and how to take the extra step and how to continue to grow. So I think the earlier you can start creating that plan, the better. If I can rely on my last example about marketing as soon as possible, I wish I had that idea already implanted before I got my job and started it as soon as I got my job, right? So just learning from the mistakes I made, that's what I would say.
For those who like to be in touch with you, what is the best way that they can be in touch with you?
Sure. So again, I'm a trial attorney at Gersowitz, Lebo, and Quirk. Our website is lawyertime.com. Our contact information is in the website. My email is in the website. You can call me in the office anytime. You can email me anytime. You can ask for my cell phone once you get a hold of me at the office. That would probably be the best way to reach us. And I would welcome any opportunity to speak to any of your listeners really about anything.
I appreciate it. Do you have any final notes, insights that you like to share before we end our interview?
Market yourself, get out into the advertising sphere, figure out a way to make it work for you.
Anthony, thank you so much for being with us in your busy schedule. I enjoyed the conversation, and I wish you a great weekend.
Thank you, you as well. And again, my name is Anthony Makarov, trial attorney at Gersowitz, Lebo, and Quirk, one of the best personal injury firms, medical malpractice firms in New York City. And I appreciate your time and your listeners' time. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. Thank you, Anthony. Have a great weekend.
Have a great one.
Thank you. Well, to our listeners and to our audience, I hope you enjoyed this interview. Well, as I always say, you always learn something new in the American Business Podcast. At least one thing, but most of the time, more than one thing that you learn something new. So that's really exciting. And this time, we learn about legal practices, right? So we had a lawyer as our guest, and we talk about Anthony's career journey. He shared his insights as well as his professional wisdom. So it was really educational, and I truly appreciate it. Would you like to be a guest in the American Business Podcast? Please send us an email, americanbusinesspodcast@gmail.com. If you like to advertise, sponsor in the American Business Podcast, you can also send us an email, americanbusinesspodcast@gmail.com. We also welcome your feedback. What do you think about the podcast? Do you have any ideas, any subject that you like us to cover, any guest that you like us to have? You can reach out to us, americanbusinesspodcast@gmail.com. We update our website, americanpodcast.tv, and you can learn more about our podcast, our team, as well as our coming podcast schedule is also listed, published on the website for your view. In that sense, feel free to visit our website, americanpodcast.tv. As you know, we have more than 120,000 YouTube subscribers. Now, the American Business Podcast, the voice of American business, is a YouTube Silver Award winning podcast, business podcast. And this podcast is designed to share educational content, informative content. And we bring you weekly podcast episodes. If you haven't done so, please go to our YouTube channel and subscribe. I'll also bring the QR code for your convenience. There it is. So when you scan this QR code, it'll bring you the YouTube page, and you can subscribe and follow us. And if you feel more generous, you can also put your comments, your thoughts in the chat box, in the comment box in our YouTube channel as well. Really appreciate it. Well, what else is happening? Let's talk about our sponsors. Ms. Excel. If you are interested in learning Excel in a fun and interactive way, you can consider Ms. Excel. I have their QR code on the screen. When you scan the QR code, it'll bring you to their website, and you can see their actual course catalog. And if you decide to sign up, we also have a discount code, ABP 2025, and you can enjoy the discount, and you can also learn Excel and other business software systems in a fun way. If you are in the market for a CRM software system, please consider the Marvelous CRM. It is designed for small and mid-sized companies. What it does is it helps you manage your sales operations, marketing operations, email blasting, SMS text messaging, as well as designing website and landing pages. You can scan this QR code, and it'll bring you to their website, and you can learn more about the CRM software system, and you can subscribe. iTech Consulting is another sponsor of ours. They are specialized in SAP ERP system, NetSuite ERP system, and Microsoft Business Central. They have their in-house teams for implementation, support, and configuration. You can scan the QR code. It'll take you to their website so that you can learn more about their services and other SAP support services, professional services they're offering. When you get in touch with them, make sure you hear about them from the American Business Podcast. As you know, we have a monthly online networking event. We call it Connection America Business Alliance online networking event. Next one is scheduled for September 19 at 10 a.m. Eastern Time Zone. We'll have a limited number of professionals who will be networking in the American Business Podcast. And that is the difference that we put together here. Not only you'll be able to network with other business professionals, you'll also be in the American Business Podcast live in front of thousands of the American Business Podcast subscribers, followers, and supporters. It's an exciting event. We had a great event last month. It's also published on our YouTube channel. I invite you to watch the recording. And for the next week's event, you can scan this QR code and you can sign up. It's a great opportunity for you to introduce yourself, your company, your product, your services, and your offering. It's a pretty commercial environment that we create. And also, you'll have a chance to meet with other business professionals in the Connection America Business Alliance exclusive online networking event hosted by the American Business Podcast. I hope you'll join us. A couple of weeks ago, we started a membership program called ABP Membership Program. We need your support, and one of the ways that you can support us is to be a member. When you scan this QR code, it'll take you to our membership page, and you can pick the membership type that you like that'll work for you. And each membership comes with a different set of benefits as a thank you for your support. And you can pick the one that you like, and you can support us monthly basis. And you can, if you change your mind, you can always switch to different membership type, or you can cancel your membership anytime. There is no commitment. It's month to month, and we'll truly appreciate your support. And we'll be happy to have you as a member in the American Business Podcast ABP membership program. That's it for today. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you for watching. This is the American Business Podcast, the voice of American business. I wish you a great weekend, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next The American Business Podcast episodes. Thank you very much.